What's going on, fam? If there's anything I had to really learn myself along the way, is that every day is not going to be a sunny day. But even when it can be sunny, it can still rain when the sun is out. Doesn't matter how beautiful it is. I think one of the things that I've also learned is that when a person loves you like they say they do, the abandonment that they take you through and the disconnect that they go through says a lot about them. You see, and people don't take this wrong, but I want you to pay close attention. Anytime you talk to an individual, everyone wants to get married, everybody wants to be happy, everybody wants these things. But when you look at a person that has never been married, as a man, you always question, why hasn't she been married before? These are the things that always cross your mind. What is it about her? She makes great money, she's independent, she has a lot of great things going for herself, and it makes you question as a man, what is the problem? The closer you get to her, you start to see some red flags, you start to see some things when it comes to her that makes you understand and see exactly why she is not married. Not a knock to her itself, but these are the things that she don't know. I had a close friend of mine, we're not friends anymore, but she had asked me, she said, hey, let's get up, let's go grab something to eat. I said, okay, cool. You know, if I'm not busy, we'll do that. When got something to eat. Now here's the thing. When and got something to eat, the bill came. She didn't say, how much is it? She didn't say, you know, you pay this time, I pay that time. She didn't say nothing. So what took place? I went on ahead and took care of the bill. She asked to go out again. Went out again. Had a nice time talking. It was just good to just interact with somebody. You know, back then I wasn't in a relationship, wasn't even really talking to anybody. And she did the same exact thing again. So she got really personal. She asked me, she said, why do you think I'm not in a relationship? And I was straight up, I said, you know why you're not in a relationship? Because a man is not looking to take care of a woman like you think he is. A man is looking for a partner. God created Eve as what? A helpmate. That's what she created Eve for, to help Adam. I said, here I am, thinking that you're going to take care of the next bill we go out, and you never said a word. Oh, I'll do it. You know, I wasn't really thinking this. And I said, it's not even that. You got to be on your toes. You can't continue to do stuff like this. And women, men are looking for a woman that's going to assist him and work with him. We can build together. We can work together. This is what partnership is all about. Then you have women that question why most men, because men today, the population of women outweigh men, but the very few good men, a lot of them have been married before and divorced. So what is it about them that puts them at a place to where in their dealing with their divorce, what was it? A lot of the times, a lot of men, they got married young. A lot of marriages was married young, or they married a person that was not ready for marriage. There's two things. So, not making no excuse for the men as well as the women, but the thing about it is, you all, if you love someone like you say you do, then you would do the things that you're supposed to do. You don't give up. You don't throw in the towel. You go get help. You talk about your issues. You don't ignore it. You don't do stuff like that. The thing about it is that every time that we ignore it, it doesn't do anything but create more chaos. It creates more distance. It puts you all at a place to where instead of you all really talking about and reasoning together, the only thing that you're doing right now is bringing confusion in each other's lives. And as the tears at one point rolled down my face, I questioned who I was as a man. I questioned my character. I asked God what was wrong with me, because I know how to love. I know what I bring to the table. I know what kind of man I am, and I know I'm a very good man. I dealt with immature women. Women that every time you turn around, they didn't know what they want. Every time you turn around, they was finding a reason to break up. They were confused. They wouldn't answer the phone. They wouldn't respond to text messages. Nothing. And one thing I can say, which is questionable, one of the things that I have been asked before is, why did I stay in a relationship like that? Now, everybody has their reasons, and nobody can say what you can and what you should do, because each one of us have a choice of our own. But one thing I can say, whenever you're dealing with someone, you have to look at the investment that you all have. When me and this one particular person was together, my whole life was turned upside down. Let's just say you pick up your life and you move clear across the country. You all moving together. Not only are you moving together, you get a job there. You're making great money. You relocate for this one particular person all the way to the West Coast from the East Coast. And as you do this, what takes place is that one of the worst things that you could ever imagine. 2.5 years into the relationship, they decide they want to be single. Just out of the blue. No reason at all. 2 or 3 days later, everything was good. They was telling you they love you. They was affectionate. Everything was good. See, this is the kind of stuff right here, you all, that gets people hurt. This is the kind of stuff right here that will make any man and woman just completely lose their mind. This is the reason why a lot of us have trust issues. This is the reason why when I do get involved with someone, I date them for a very long time. And the reason being is because I want to make sure, and I question, what do you really want with me? What is it that you really want? What is it that you really desire? What is it that you need? I am not going to be dating just to date, and I don't want you to get with me because of what I have. I want to make sure that we are really in love with each other. Because I'm tired of dealing with the ups and downs. I'm tired of dealing with women that are fickle. One moment they want to deal with you, next moment they don't want to deal with you. And it makes you wonder, why even waste your time? And this is the reason why some men nowadays are the way they are. See, I get it, you all, and I know this is a really long video. Well, it's about over 9 minutes right now, and I've been just talking because I'm walking. Most men, we give and we give and we give. It doesn't matter how much we give. Women always find a reason to take advantage of us. Women, they give. They give. And a lot of times, most of the women, they find out they're not the only one, or they realize the man was only with them based off of what they can do for him. And it becomes very frustrating. Frustrating to the point to where it's even hard to even open your heart up again because of the trauma and the tragedies that you have been through. And you wonder why. why even try? Why even date? Why even allow yourself to get to a place to where if you're able to give yourself to someone, they might only be with you based off of what you got? Is love really love anymore? Or is love based off of me being in love with you because of what you got and what you can't do? One of the things I can say about the old generation is the way they loved was so unique. And I've seen couples and I've seen, family members of mine where they got laid off from the coal mines and the steel mills back in the day, GMC, General Motors and Ford. And the wives said, well, I'll just pick up more hours. I'll do what I gotta do. You let a man get laid off. You let a man lose his job. Let a man do anything where it jeopardizes the income of the household. A lot of people are not going to stay with anybody. You all, this thing called love can be very confusing. This thing called love can be challenging. And the problem is that we're always recycling what we need to get rid of. One of the things that I do, and I'm speaking for myself from experience, is that if me and you have ever been a couple, let's put it like that. If me and you have ever been a couple, and things don't end well with us, okay? Because one of the things I have tried to be friends with exes, but it just doesn't work because they don't respect the boundaries. Most of the time I block you, I move on with my life, and for the sake of my sanity, I really don't want to deal with you no more because for some reason, they always want to come back talking about how much they miss you. They go out here, they have their little fun, they realize that they think that there's more out here and there's nothing else out here. And they still try to fill that void. Body counts up, just spending time with people just to waste time, and then they want to try to come back into your life and say how much they miss you, only to realize that you don't have time to play the games with them anymore. It's not about how much you love them. It's about how much you love yourself. Because when you understand that the love that you have for yourself has always, understand this, you all, the love that you have for yourself always has to outweigh the person that you love. If you love them more than you love yourself, they will always take advantage of you. So at some point in your life, I don't care when it comes to your kids, I don't care when it comes to your wife, I don't care who it comes to, make sure self-love is always the highest priority besides God. Stop wasting your time dealing with people that don't even know what they want when it comes to themselves. Anytime a person will make a rational move and say, I'm going to do this without consulting you, then what makes you think they're not going to do the same thing when it comes to your all's relationship or marriage? See, people will always use this excuse, I've been thinking this for a while. I've been feeling this for a while. Your life is so distorted right now. One day you'll say you're going to do one thing and you're going to do another because you don't have no priority, you don't prioritize anything in your life. You don't have a budget. But then you want to talk about how much you love the person that you're involved with. You all, the immature games, the people that want to waste your time, the people that want to come in and out of your life, you're much more worth than that. The people that that say they love you and they love being around you, but deep down inside, they're struggling with their own fears because they still haven't gotten over their divorce. They still haven't gotten over their breakups. They still haven't gotten over their childhood trauma. They're still dealing with the insecurities within themselves. It doesn't matter if you get a breast lift. It doesn't matter what kind of butt you get. It doesn't matter what you do with yourself. If you're not able to deal with your own insecurities, being in a relationship is never going to bring complete satisfaction. But the first and final thing, before I end this video, which is almost up there, over 15 minutes, if you don't put God the center of your relationship, in your marriage, if you don't make God the center of your joy, Jesus I'm speaking of, whatever God you have, I'm talking about my Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. If you don't put him the center of your life, then of course, your marriage and your relationship is never really going to pan out the way that it should, because it's really all about you. And as long as you put God the center in your relationship, Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, then it's never going to work out. You're always going to have issues. There are just some things you have to give over to God. There are some things that you can't make, and you can't make people understand. You can't make them see. All you could do is pray through it. So, love is a beautiful thing, but don't waste your time loving someone that doesn't even understand what love is, because they're not willing to fight for it. It's a feeling. It's a thought. It's a need. It's not a deed. Because at the very end, true love creates a seed that blossoms to something great as you continue to put God first in your marriage and relationship. All right? Last but not least, always remember, this is a moment of your life. God is bigger than this moment, and that's the reason why we got to continue to press. Have a blessed and wonderful day, you all.